Who's ready for the calm lands? Oh, we're getting some chop. Hang on, let's see if we can fix that. There we go.
The Calmlands. Long ago, the High Summoners fought Sin here. The road ends here. Beyond, there are no towns, no villages, only endless plains.
Many summoners stray from their path and lose their way here.
So welcome to the closest thing to an overworld that FF10 gets. Also known as...
Always known where to go.
I won't let you die. I'll find a way somehow.
Why aren't we using the airship?
Let's go.
Good morning, Juanta.
I would find a way.
Good morning, Juanta's donation or subscription, rather.
I wanted to believe that words could make it come true.
It's true. All we have to do is dream and believe and alter the fabric of reality, and then we'll be good. It'll be cool. We just have to alter the gravitational constant of the universe. It'll be fine. But first, thank you very, very much, Juanta. Much obliged and appreciate as always, sir. Thank you. Yeah, this is... I mean, there's technically two overworlds in this game. This is one of them. And we are going to be going through without Chocobo because we need the encounters. We are probably a little bit behind the curve of where we're supposed to be. Although Wakka's doing fine. Rikku should start doing fine-ish. Like, she's at the point where she's finally going down a real sphere path and getting, you know, stat up. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and grab that health up really quick. And he's just kind of hanging until we get a level 3 grid. Or level 3 sphere. And he's on his way to Haystaga. Anyways, good morning, everyone. Who do we got here? Scroll up, scroll up. We've got Juanta, Takoida, Crazy North, Platy, Mr. Red, Cashel, Jason Bauer, and Classic Brandon. What's up, guys? And gal. So, real quick, first of all, Takoida, the reason I seemed strange was I was tired. So Thursday is a Thursday, and every Thursday and Monday I stay up late, you know, for the second stream. So that's all that was. And I didn't actually get a nap in because I was dealing with Amazon's shipping crap. Bank. Something prevented me from getting a nap in Friday. So basically I got no rest, and I was running on little sleep. And I streamed late twice. But whatever. That's all that was. What am I doing? I am playing. Will we spend a lot of time here? I haven't decided yet. One of the questions I have to decide when it comes to both FF10 and 10.2, and 12, honestly, is how much optional stuff we're doing. 10.2 is a much bigger question, and I'll get to that later. But 10 still has a fairly large amount of optional stuff. Hey, Durg. Hey, Durg, sub. Thank you very, very much for the sub, Durg. Much appreciated and obliged as always. Thank you. Although you didn't tell me where you want to put that. Huh. As the saying goes, that's a paddling. Good morning, Blue Wolf Alex. What's a Hypello potion? Outer Worlds, you got it. Someday that game will come out, and we'll play it. Probably. I can spell... Oh my god. I think it's a mixed ingredient too, but I don't remember what it does. That's Ferric Ashel. I was thinking about comparing it to another FF, and the only thing I could come up with... we hit the quadruple digits. The only thing I could come up with is that... Like, you remember the World of Ruin? Like, that's FF10 too. I'll talk more about that tomorrow, or whenever we get to 10-2. Probably Monday, actually.
Perhaps you'd like to know a bit about these plains.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. As you know, these plains were once a battlefield.
I don't know that.
A great battle between Bavel and Zanarkand, a melee of Machina. That war left this place a barren, lifeless land.
I see a lot of green.
Then time passed. The summoners took note of this uninhabited land. Great battles could be fought here with no harm to the common folk. Perfect for a final battle with sin, as it were. Summoners wait here, ready to perform the final summoning. Ah, to know what they must feel. In any case, when sin is defeated here, the calm will visit Spira once more. That's why this place is now known as the Calm Lands. Exactly who dubbed it so is unknown. And that, as they say, is that.
There's an interesting question. What is the best Final Fantasy coupling? Like romantic couple?
This one is mine!
I mean, other than Rinoa and Squall, because they're just the best, obviously. Sorry, they're just the best. Holy crap, she lived... She came extremely close to living. Oh my god! Get up. Let's say FF9 actually did have multiple couplings in it, which is funny when you think about it. So let's see, 1, 2, and 3 don't really have any. Unless you count Furion and Hilda. 4 had Cecil and Rosa, which, I mean, works well enough for what it is, but ultimately is very undeveloped in my opinion, mostly because it happened before the game began. They were already a couple. Rydia and Edge can go to hell, or at least half of that couple can go to hell. So that moves us forward to 5, which didn't have any romance. Six had Locke and Celeste, and that's basically it. Yeah, 5 had Ferding, but nothing real. I actually know people who were legitimately upset that Lena and Bartz didn't end up together in 5. Which just weirded me out, because there's like nothing even indicating that throughout the game. There's no build-up to it, there's no whatever. It's just, well, they're the main characters, and one's a guy and one's a girl. Obviously they have to end up together, and it's just, but... Anyways, so 7 has Cloud and Tifa. Zack and Eris, kind of. And, I suppose Cid and... I can't even remember her name. 8 had Irvine and Selphie. And then Squall and Rinoa. And Cid and Edea. God, I'm stumbling over my pronunciations here. Ninehead, Steiner, and Beatrix, as well as... Let's get rid of these guys. No, these guys. Oh, I guess there's Laguna and Rain. I wasn't even counting that. Vincent and Lucrecia. I don't know if that qualifies as a love story at that point. That's getting into technicalities. That's... As you so aptly put it, that is messed up. Especially if you consider Lucrecia and Grimoire in that bundle. Okay, could you stop killing me with poison? Let's see. Then we move on to 10, which obviously has Tidus and Yuna. Whatever her name is. Yeah, it's something. I guess that's actually it in 10. Like, unless you count the couples that are off-screen or are currently dead. Steiner and Beatrix worked for me mostly because of the stumbling nature of it. I've actually seen couples like that in real life. Where they basically just kind of bumble into each other, and it's like, oh, we actually like each other. Huh. Who knew? God, I love levels where I get nothing for leveling. God, this frickin' game. Anyways, this way is where I want to go. Well, according to the Ultimania, Kira White Noise, 10-2, of course, has Wakka and Lulu, which might actually be the worst coupling in the entire franchise, in my opinion, obviously. Hello, Mukul. Jesus. Yeah, I mean, eventually filling out the grid is nice. I will actually freely give that, but when just straight up leveling, those empty slots are just annoying. Oh yeah, anyway, so yeah, then there's Balthier and Fran, which... I'm not even sure that's really a couple. Does that qualify? I mean, dropping jokes for a second, I do firmly think that the reason Lulu and Wakka got together is because Wakka was Lulu's second choice after Chapu. And now they had the availability to do that, and so it's just like, well, alright, sure. Which, in the interest of fairness, is actually very realistic. It's just not particularly romantic. It's like, well, sure, I'll work out. It'll work out. Sure, let's get together. Let's have a kid. Okay. Wakka is Lulu's silver medal. Yeah, 12 didn't really have any romance of any particular sort, which is good because 12-2, the original 12-2, was supposed to have a lot of romance, and everything I've read about it is pretty terrible. Like I said, Crazy Norse, it is fairly realistic to have the silver medal relationship thing. Shrug. Listen, we don't talk about Revenant Wings. I'm talking about the 12-2 that never got made. They've actually released, design documents and interviews about what it was going to be, and all of it sounds terrible to me. Yeah, we're fine. I mean, I don't want to get into my real-life thoughts on real-life romance, but all I'm going to say is that in real life, it's very common to settle. Whether that's a good or a bad thing is up to you, but it is extremely common to settle. As in, settle for less. As in, settle for what you can actually have, rather than what you actually want. Whether it's a good or a bad thing, shrug. Now, I will say I do think they kind of made it work, Lulu and Wakka. But at the same time, I don't buy any particular romance between the two. They're just kind of there. Now, that's not really their fault. It's the fault of the game. 10-2 doesn't really focus on them, like, at all. They get, like, 2 scenes. And that's it. And it's mostly about the baby. And, of course, Lulu is apparently super pregnant, like, as in within the month she's going to give birth, and looks no different whatsoever, which, God, that just irritates me every time I see that. Come on, guys. You could have done a slightly different model for Lulu. Anyways. Oh no, it's a Dark Aeon summoner.
Father Zook.
Long time no see. You are Yuna? You certainly don't look like Maester Keenock's murderer.
What you say?
Please, tell us what has happened.
Maester Micah just issued a personal order, you know. It said that you and your guardians murdered Maester Keenock and fled. We are to kill you on sight, or so it says.
What of Bevel?
Things are calm on the surface, but the depths are turbulent. After the death of Maester Keenock, Kelk Ronso left Yevon.
Eh.
Convenient. Getting around will be easier with Yevon in disarray.
But be careful, my friends. You have been branded enemies of Yevon. You should avoid temples for the time being.
Hand, hand.
Thank you, Father Zook, for your warning.
Father, you came all the way here just to tell us this?
To tell the truth, I was a little curious to see this summoner you are guarding. I hope her pilgrimage goes well. For your sake, too.
Dark Aeon, Snera says.
Thank you, Father.
Pretty sure.
I must be off. I shall pray for all of you.
I mean, given the setting, Mr. Red, that actually wouldn't surprise me. Gross, but wouldn't surprise me. Little tidbits like that are things I appreciate in this game, by the way. It's one of the reasons why I say that the Yevonites aren't evil, even if the church itself is.
So, we are officially traitors then.
You already were. They threw you in prison.
Hey, let them say what they want.
It's okay. I'm not worried. Well, maybe just a little. It's so hard not to be.
Hey, it's okay to worry, and if it gets too rough, just yell.
Yeah. Okay. I might just do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate to really call attention to this, but honestly, there should probably be a lot of genetics problems in this world, given the relatively small population base.
Who was that?
Until half a year ago, he was a summoner. Wakka and I were his guardians.
It's kind of a short pilgrimage.
He gave up halfway. Here, on this plane.
I hate to niggle, but this is not halfway.
Now he is a monk at the Bevel Temple.
Esuna. Okay, we've had a child. The moment it's born, Esuna, Esuna, Esuna.
Messy.
What is?
Yevon, Micah and Seymour are not of one mind. Remember what Seymour said last we met. I do not think Micah will concur.
I suppose that's fair, Cashel.
She's not stopping, is she?
Yuna, she's made her decision.
But I can't just let her go.
We won't have to. We'll save Yuna even if she calls the final Aeon.
Even if the act
But
of
how?
calling is what kills her.
I'll think of a way.
No, Venters.
I'm tired of talking to you. It's always but this, but that.
But,
Let's think together.
okay.
And if we can't think of something, we find another way.
Okay.
Clearly, Tita should have ended up with Riku. No, I'm kidding. Although, while we're speaking of people who should have ended up with other people, I'm just going to be blunt, and I've said this before. Lightning and Snow have more chemistry and dynamic and work better together than Snow and Sarah. Just saying.
This is my third pilgrimage as a guardian. Father Zook was my second, and my first, well, it ended here too. I've never been to the lands beyond.
True, Takoida, but I am actually specifically referring to 13.3, where actually Lightning and Snow get a couple of good, legitimately awesome scenes together. Like, some of the better scenes in that game. Yeah, so I was actually going to point that out. She's 22, and this is her third pilgrimage. It's just, wow.
When I was guarding Zook, I already told you this, yeah? About when I was too into the game to be a good guardian. So, when Father Zook said he wanted out, tell you the truth, I was kind of glad.
Gagazet is Ronso land, Kimahri home.
Hey, we might meet your family.
Kimahri has no family,
Oh, sorry.
but Kimahri not alone.
So, one thing I want to add here. Someone in chat mentioned that the Ronso probably didn't have sustainable population anyways. I've always had the impression, no hard data, just the impression that most of the non-human races were on the downcline by the time 10 happened. The Guado and the Ronso both being the big ones. Like, they're already kind of shrinking population, shrinking importance, shrinking power, shrinking everything. And after the events of 10 and 10-2, both of them can basically be doomed. So,
This is a toughie.
I've got it. We'll use Ultra Machina.
If Yevon founders, so will Spira.
Oh yeah, by the way, I do like that idea, as Takoida pointed out earlier. Imagine that there's two liches in power at the top of an organization, and they're bickering. Oh, I agree completely, Cashel. I mean, if we're being honest, most Final Fantasy games have MMO scale problems, right? I've said this before. Final Fantasy VI is my favorite example of this because in the writing and in the Ultimania and in the interviews, it's all made clear most of the towns we go to are actually supposed to be city-states. Like, fairly large, sprawling areas with controlled territory and blah, blah, blah. Instead, it's a town. Just to use one obvious example there. Let's grab a save. Actually, let's not. Let's buy some items. Yeah, we're gonna... In fact, let's buy a bunch of holy water for no reasons. But yeah, in the actual FF6, what you're looking at is basically one cul-de-sac. One little neighborhood. And 6 is not the only one with that problem. 8 actually probably has that problem the worst. Because there's impressions of it being larger, and they try to do like backdrop paintings showing the rest of the city that's supposed to be there. But you never actually see it, and in fact, 8, this is always just my impression, 8 feels so much smaller than other towns and other cities and other FFs. Delling City is probably the best example of that. It's supposed to be this big, sprawling city, and we kind of see that during some of the CGI cutscenes. But in gameplay, it's like road, road, back road, this middle road, and like the house and the sewers, and that's basically it. It's literally a cul-de-sac, to go back to my earlier parallel. Other than Esther, which is probably the first time where they, you know, did that. Okay, time to get some encounters with Marlboros and die. Hey, what do you know? Remedies. Okay, proc. Immune! Oh! Oh! Okay. Hang on.
Alright, you asked for it!
I like the Marlboro look in 12, actually. I know that sounds weird, but whatever. Carrot best. Okay, he hasn't super killed me yet. That's good, that's good. Whoops, wrong button. Thankfully, Wonka hits reasonably hard for this point. Yes, there it is. I don't remember what they look like in Tactics. Are you immune to slow? Yep, okay, I just thought I'd check. I'm nowhere near quick attack. I might not get quick attack this entire playthrough. Alright, so I'm dead. Thankfully I did just save. Hi, Isermaster. Yeah, let's speed up this. Hello? Oh, there we go. Okay, so, we're dead. Hey, SJ. I'm curious of something. What does she have? Junk. But better than it has been. Hang on. Let me think about this for just a second. What can I do right now with my weapons? Got a sensor piercing. I don't want to add piercing though. At least not yet. I do not have what I need to do stone touch, which sucks. And that's kind of it as far as useful stuff. Huh. Yeah, no, I can't, okay. Or rather, I totally can, but I'm absolutely not doing that. What I am going to do... I hate how it does this. Okay. The only question is, do I give Evade Encounter to Wakka, or do I give it to Tidus? Because Wakka, I think, is actually my better hitter right now. And he also has more HP, but at the same time, I don't have Provoke on him. I do have Provoke on Tidus. Debate. I am not grinding. It's not happening. I will cheat rather than grind. God dang it. Whatever. It's like Lore Reloaded. Like, I'm not going to grind Lore Reloaded. Mostly because he still refuses to give me his lines for the FF9 theater. For shame. Can I get a tisk tisk in chat for him, please? Thanks. I don't have a special sphere. Otherwise, I would go for that. No, he didn't actually post them. At least not as of this morning. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do something a little different here. Where do I get Could someone do me a favor and look up where I get Petrify grenades, please? I need Petrify grenades. I don't know how many, but I need several. Steal from snakes and calmlands, thank you. Cool. Conveniently enough, I happen to already be there. Looking sword.
Hey, you! Take me on!
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's over. The only way to go is forward. Take that.
Thank you. Okay. Someone else already said that, but thank you. If I can encounter any, and not encounter any Marlboros. Oh no, auto haste is almost always part of my standard equipment. And almost every time I play this game. And by almost I mean every time I play this game. I actually don't remember what the whole setup is. I guess I could just load a save and find out. First strike, I think, Dakota? Something like that. More dead levels. God, there's so many empty things on this stupid grid. Were there that many empty spots on the grid in the default grid? I actually don't recall right now. That doesn't matter. Must make it to Monster Arena. Ah! I was gonna say Marlboro. But it wasn't a Marlboro. It did, however, kill Riku, because that's just how this works. Yeah, we're on expert grid. I don't know why they call it expert. Yeah, the international grid. I've heard it called that. In fact, I think it wasn't until this particular port when I personally saw it called the expert grid. Excuse me. Hate this song. Because I have heard this song in my nightmares. I have spent so much time grinding on this screen. This is the grind spot right here. This is the grind spot, and oh my god. I have seen this screen. I think of my 110-hour save where I 100% of the game. I wouldn't be surprised if 60 of those hours were right here. Anyways, nope, I do not have such a sphere. He did not give it, or I used it, which is incredibly unlikely. This is the training area. I can hone your skills. But the fiends got away. You've got to go capture them. Go round up the fiends for me. To catch a fiend, you have to defeat it with catch weapons, because screw you. Really? Other lore? Wow. So yeah, capturing fiends. Now, they explain everything about capturing fiends, but oh my god, does this take forever. This... And the best part is these weapons suck. They just happen to have capture attached. We're not doing this, by the way. Let's just make this really clear. We're not doing this. Although, I feel like, is the monster... That's an interesting question. Is this a positive or a negative? So, for those of you not fully familiar with how this works, you go out and you capture enemies with the capture weapons. Oh, God, let's see. And so there's, like, you could capture 10 of each enemy. And then if you capture 10 of each type of enemy, you get rewards for that. And I think there's like a third thing, like a third type of capture group you can get. Each time you capture any given bracket, you get a bonus. Usually that bonus is actually really lucrative, but it's lucrative in the sense that it's required for the actual endgame grinding. And yeah, this is a humongous time sink. And the best part is what it unlocks is grinding. No, seriously, this unlocks the ability to do endgame grinding. And that is required to beat the bosses who are here, because every boss here is harder than the last bosses of the game. Every single one you unlock is a super boss. And then, of course, it unlocks the way to be able to take care of the actual super optionals, either Nemesis in the original version or Penance in this version. Oh, also, being able to figure out how exactly to do what on this thing kind of sucks. Now, here's the thing. I am going to give this some credit because some of the bosses, not the super bosses, not the really big mega death bosses, but some of the bosses here are actually pretty well designed other than the stat walls that they are, which I know sounds like it's not terrible other than the fact that you're getting punched in the stomach, but I mean that sincerely. There's actually some interesting mechanics designed for several of the bosses here. The problem is they are so stat-walled that it kind of negates the benefit of the good boss design. You know what I mean? But there is some cool stuff here. It's just... Does he give the checklist? Aha! Yep, he does give you the full checklist. Now, Kay mentioned something. He said that this turned into work, bit by bit. That's kind of the same thing that happened to me. Like, I remember the first time I sat down at the monster arena, and it was kind of fun at first, legit. Running around, capturing monsters, fighting the things that I unlocked, blah, blah, blah. Somewhere along the line, it became a chore, and I don't really know when that happened. It just kind of transitioned into it. And it's probably because this whole process is really, really long. As I mentioned, I've probably spent, unironically or unjokingly, about 60 hours on this screen. So... yeah, when you fight the initial round of bosses, it's not terrible. And again, you can mechanics your way through them. But... no, that's not quite true. Hang on. The second time I played this game, I know that's bad, but the second time I played this game, I sat down and was like, okay, I'm going to do the Monster Arena right this time. And I unlocked things in a different order. So the first boss I fought here was the Marlboro boss, if you happen to remember that one. And he just absolutely annihilated me instantly. And it was like, oh. Okay. Because some of the bosses, you can mechanics your way around relatively easy, like the big Berserker boss. As long as you can negate his physical attacks, you got that fight. There's also the Mega Magic boss, which is the blob thing. Either way, we're not doing this. It's just to make this clear. But I ultimately think I can't give that a positive or a negative. As I've defined before, just because optional content is optional does not make it not main. However, it is worth noting that that is pretty definitively optional content. You can do all of the actual main story stuff, all the actual content of the game, without ever setting foot in the Monster Arena. Which is good, because it's ridiculous. Ultimately, at some point, I'm also going to have to decide if the end game of FF10 deserves a negative or not. Because it is grind. Like, the end game of FF10 is ludicrously grindy. Might actually be the most grindiest thing I've ever seen in a video game. Like, I can't even put it... if you've never done it, I can't put into words how insane it is to actually grind your way up to 90% in this game. Never mind 100%. Is this it or am I... no, I'm misremembering. Yeah, even MMOs don't quite come to the level... Well, okay. Good MMOs don't quite come to the level of grind that this place is. In my opinion. I remember actually sitting down and with walkthroughs and sitting down and figuring out what we need exactly just to optimize, just to get to the point where you unlock the Tonberry King and the Super Puncher guy, and I think there's like one other thing that you needed to get. It was whoever drops the Strength Spheres in order to put the Strength +4 spheres in there. Oh, and whatever it is to unlock the Clear Spheres. So it was like the Clear Spheres, the Strength Spheres, the 99 Power Spheres, and the Tonberry for the experience. And I think that was like it. You know, so as ungrindy as I could make it, that was still, I think, about a dozen or so hours. And that was with a walkthrough, knowing exactly what I was trying to do and being very efficient about it.
Halt!
Do I have to kill you again? Tired of killing Guado.
Lord Seymour, come with us.
We have nothing to discuss with Maester Seymour.
Yeah, so out of our way.
Lord Seymour's commands must be obeyed. You will come.
I warn you. The Maester doesn't need you alive.
So we can just kill them. Like, could we have killed them before? Whatever. At least it's a good song. Most intense grind ever. Probably an older MMO. Yeah, this might actually suck, so we're gonna be, we're gonna treat this real. Of course they're using Machina. Why wouldn't they? Why would you not use Machina? Just because the teachings say you shouldn't. Just because I'm curious. Didn't think so. So that... Yep, that hurts. As expected. Is he slowable? Nope. Okay, that's also expected. Yeah, FF12 can be pretty grindy in its endgame, but not this bad. Not immune to that. Didn't land, but he's not immune to it. And if... Okay. Oh, the Crystal Dungeon is probably one of the few negatives I'm definitely going to give for FF12 when we get there. I have no plans of doing an Outer Worlds lore run. However, an Outer Worlds stream might happen whenever it comes out on something other than Epic. If I could get this to land. God damn. It does not want to land. Look at that. Alright, whatever. I don't feel like summarizing why I don't use the Epic Store. I guess the best summary I could use is I sat down, watched the Epic Store for a while, and after spending a month or two watching what the Epic Store was doing, I decided, nope, not for me. That's the simplest way I can put that. Why not look up a guide for Goose remixes? Because that would be a negative. If I need to look up a guide for her, then that's a negative, isn't it? Because that's walkthroughitis. Although, to be fair, that's probably the first and one of two. Have we given a negative for walkthroughitis? Hang on, that's actually a fair point. Let me look something up here. We have not. No, Auron isn't leveled. That's true. The game doesn't record mixes. You have to remember. So, okay. Let's actually sit down and think about this. What is walkthroughitis in this game? Mixes is obvious. All of the final weapons are also walkthroughitis-y. I don't know if the special locations qualify. You know, the stuff that you can scan on the airship. Help me out. What else is there? Because I suppose an argument could be made for anima? Does anything in the game tell you about the anima thing? I know nothing in the game tells you about the Mage's sisters, other than the coordinates. I guess there's getting all the Ject spheres, or the Auron spheres, or whatever. Please land. That does not want to land. Good lord. Really want this to land. Oh, for God's sakes. Whatever. I should just give up. Where do you get the coordinates to anima? Real question, because I actually don't remember. Oh yeah, speaking of which, now that we've done that, we can go ahead and provoke. Damn it, Platty, I knew it! Overdrive unlocks. They are pretty grindy. I'll give you that. Yeah, fine. There we go. So for one turn, he's blind. The fact that buffs stack. Did you know buffs stack? I did use provoke, Slifer. Whatever. So the problem is, there's definitely walkthroughitis issues in this game, no question. The question is, and this is always what comes up when it comes to walkthroughitis, how much of that do you think is actively bad? Like, how much do you think of that do you think detracts from the game? Because almost all of it is basically all the optional stuff, but, as I've said before, just because it's optional is not automatically a excuse, you know? That's valid, Takata. I suppose we'll see when we get there, too. Well, since we've already committed to the mix thing... Every time I look at the mix list, I'm like, huh, I didn't know that was a mix. Like, almost every time I look at this list, it's like, I think we have that. Albid potion. And a Hypello potion. Super Mighty Guard. What the hell is 6 times 7? I can't do that in my head. 43, I think? No, that's not right. 44? 42. Wrong direction. 42. Aren't I set to warrior right now? Why am I not getting limit? Whatever. This is a good boss song. See you around, Blue Wolf. Well, probably because I've already provoked him and already not dodged that attack, because screw me. It's a homing punch, duh! This is gonna be a long fight. Anything else I can have her do? Really? Yeah, sure. We'll use a fire gem. Why not? I've got a few of those. Oh, I remember the next few bosses. Ugh. We are probably going to, even more officially than we already have, cheat on the next few bosses. Because holy crap. I think that's officially where we're going to be like, okay, let's go ahead and give the grind negative. I guess that's not really a grind negative. It's more of a difficulty negative, but still. We'll see. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. Because we have to go through Gagazet, which is some pretty good experience. I do have Provoke. I've already used it. He is provoked right now. In fact, I'm going to just go ahead and do this, and this, and this, and this. And just kind of speed this up a little bit. Hang on. Use. Get a potion off. Back to attacking. Back to attacking. All I remember about the Ronso fight is I hate him. Well, in some games you can die to Demi, and in some you can't. It depends on whether the calculation rounds up or rounds down. So I'm not sure which one this is. I guess we'll find out in a second here. Hang on, what's his health? We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. So here, we'll see what 9 equals out to. Oh, hang on. 5. So it did round up. So yeah, you're right. We probably cannot actually die to him. So it was more damage to do slice and dice. I figured. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go. Damn it, level 2 sphere. I need level 3. Alright, let's go recoup after that. Imagine doing that without fast forward. I know. You could probably have other ways of dealing with that. I guess I should check our grid. See if we can get actual stat up here. 2, 3. In 3 levels, I'll have Hastaga. I will admit, I'm actually pretty impressed with the difficulty curve for the most part so far. Which is the problem. Because by memory, that's exactly what this game is like. You don't need to grind, and you don't need to stop and level at any point in time until you get to the actual difficulty cliffs. Which, arguably, we've already run into one of them, but I think we could have managed the first Seymour with the right RNG. And maybe a few more levels. It's the upcoming stuff that I'm actually worried about.
This isn't the way in?
That way leads down into the valley.
Wow, you know your way around, yeah? Huh?
No, I'm with you, Kay. Like, I like the battle transitions for the manual weapons, but the just drives me nuts. The glass shattering. And that's why Ink Nun is a beautiful thing. Speaking of which, I'd have to figure out where they are on the grid, because I have no idea. I do actually like this combat theme. I do. Not as good as, say, Seven's, but I still enjoy it.
It's over.
Yeah, Sevens is probably my favorite standard fight thing. I actually asked that question in Discord earlier today. So I'll ask you guys, what's your favorite standard fight theme? Not like a specific thing, just the theme that plays for normal fights. So where is cover? So there's Hastaga, which is what I'm going for. There's Delay Buster. Where the hell? Is there like a search? There's Quick Hit. There's Sentinel, way over there. Where's... What's that? That's Mental Break. Armor Break. Sleep Attack. Threaten. Aim. Anyone know where cover is on this stupid grid? Is there a way to search? That would be useful. There's the auras. Reflex. What's that? There's Bio. Triple Foul. Demi. Shell. Kira. Well, let's go check out Sentinel, which is way over here. Nope, that's Mental Break. That's Quick Hit. There's Sentinel. What was 13's standard music? Okay, here's Auron. Up in Tidus's track. So where's cover exactly? Like, I guess... Like, he started here. Right here. Yeah. There's Full Break. This one? Okay. Yeah, I don't know where Orin's Grid is. There's Cheer. There's Haste. There's Magic Break. There's Guard. So, looking for a different symbol this time. There's Quick Pockets. Oh, Guard was it. Where the hell was that? I've already lost it. That's Copycat. Where was it? I actually don't... I didn't process it because it wasn't what I was looking for. It wasn't cover. Is that it? There it is. Guard. Okay, so there it is. So... that is about halfway across the grid from where Tidus is at the moment. Although once I get Histaga, I'm not even sure I'm going to go for Quick Hit. I mean, I know Quick Hit is still worthwhile. It's just, they nerfed it so much. I would have to go way up here somewhere. There. Time to grind, grind, grind. You ever see Pocahontas? Just think mine, 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 except instead it's grind, grind, grind. So I don't remember what's required to get Yojimbo, other than probably dying to the boss fight. I remember more the X2 version of this place than the X version of this place.
Where are we?
The faith is inside.
Remember, you have to do the logic puzzle in 10-2. I will only follow if I'm the third person you get. I won't be in a group larger than 3. You know, that whole thing.
As are the fiends.
Hey, this where...
Where? What?
The summoner I guarded on my first pilgrimage died here. Yuna, let's go. The faith awaits.
Yeah, I think I'm going to walk through this one. We're already probably leaning towards a walkthrough-itis for this game. I'm still debating that. Speaking of walkthrough-itis, Yojimbo, like his actual ability, the amount of calculations that goes into his factor is actually kind of ridiculous. So let's see. Base motivation, compatibility parameter, Zanmato resistance of the enemy, the choices made in the intro, like when we actually get him, whether the overdrive gauge was full, and then a random variable from 0 to 63. That's the formula for determining whether or not he does Zanmato. In my experience, a million gil pretty much guarantees a Zanmato, but... yeah. And yeah, this is effectively Gil Toss, which is funny because it can be just terrible if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, I need to know the answers. Your choices will affect his behavior in battle and probability of using his attacks. Yeah, so what's the options? I don't think I have enough money to do that Funnel Cloud. Although it is nice to have the insta-kill option, so... Okay, so it looks like in order to get the best Zanmato resistance rating against bosses, which is what I want, because I don't want it against random encounters, I need to select defeat the most powerful enemies. Then I have, he's going to ask for 250,000 gil. I have to offer 125,001 gil, and then 112,502 gil, and then 1,401, 752 gil. Then he'll counteroffer with 190,350 gil, at which point I accept, and then that will get him the best Zanmato boss variable. And it will cost me about 200,000 gil, which I do not have. I have a fourth of that. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna leave, because I don't have that money. Go here. We're gonna save, and then we're gonna move on with our lives, because we don't have 200,000 gil lying around. I could cheat gil. I'm not gonna. So what you're saying, Kay, is all I need to do is grind him? In addition to grinding the money.
Sometimes Yuna would just stare off into the distance. I finally understood why. She was saying goodbye to the places she'd never see again.
Until 10-2. So, Gagazet. I've heard some people really like this place. I hate Gagazet. I hate how long it is, I hate the enemies, and I hate the song. I also have really bad memories of this place, from 10, predominantly. Oh yeah, there's also this. There's two really irritating fights on Gagazet.
Summoner Yuna and Guardians, leave here at once. Gagazet is Ronso land, sacred mountain of Yevon. The mountain will not bear the footsteps of infidels.
Enemy of Yevon is enemy of Ronso. Leave, traitors!
I have cast aside Yevon. I follow the temple no more.
That doesn't really answer the problem that they've put to you, though, Yuna.
Then you will die by those words.
Actually, no, you're gonna die because the Guado are, the Guado.
So be it. Yevon has warped the teachings and betrayed us all.
Nothing but a bunch of low-down tricksters, eh?
Yeah!
Damn it, Riku.
We have no regrets.
Blasphemers!
Weird. Cutscene transition.
A summoner and her guardians.
Lord Kelgranso, if I may. Have you not also turned your back on Bevel?
But still, you guard Gagazet as a Ronso, not a Maester. Yuna is much the same.
Huh? Elder Kelk! Let Biran rend them asunder!
I wonder if you're immune to petrify.
No escape! Not one!
No, we will not flee. We will fight and continue on.
You have been branded a traitor, but still you would fight sin.
Duh.
Lost to the temple, hated by the people, yet you continue your pilgrimage?
Duh.
Everything lost. What do you fight for?
I fight for Spira. The people long for the calm. I can give it to them. It's all I can give. Defeating sin, ending pain. This I can do.
Even sacrificing yourself.
This may sound strange, but I like the questions he asks us because you get the impression that he's really used to, self-serving attitudes, approaches, whatever. The fact that we're legitimately self-sacrificing and legitimately heroic is probably part of what throws him about us here. He's just like, huh. And here I thought this was another ploy, something like that. That's how I've always taken it anyways. Yeah, as soon as he realizes Yuna's actually serious about this, he's like, huh. Okay. In that case.
Ronso, let them pass. Summoner Yuna, your will is stronger than steel.
And you'll get a statue for it.
Tempered steel that even the mightiest Ronso could not hope to bend. Yuna, we bow to your will. Now go. The sacred heights of Gagazet welcome you.
We thank you.
I mean, Wonka's pretty tall. Like, legit. He's 6-something.
Ah, my neck's hurting.
Xanarkin's on the other side. Huh.
Yeah? You're home, yeah?
As if you believed me.
Maybe I do. The one on the other side here is probably just a pile of rubble, yeah? But somewhere out there is your Xanarkin. Somewhere, yeah? Yeah, you'll be home soon enough.
Well...
I hope you're right.
Yeah, cheer up. Let's do this.
You think of anything yet?
Yuna's grown stronger.
Stronger, huh? I'd say it's more like she's driven. Don't you think?
Probably, Tigzar.
That's why she's strong. She's still pressing forward. When weak people are driven, they can't go far before they break. She keeps going forward because she is strong.
That would be very hysterical, Kay, and also kind of raise some questions.
It is as I thought.
What is?
Yevon is in turmoil. Micah tries to keep it whole, but it crumbles around him.
Look, I couldn't care less what happens to Yevon.
Because you are not of this world. To those who truly believe in the teachings, a time of much pain is coming.
Yep. A time of Final Fantasy X-2. Now, I mean that both jokingly and non-jokingly. Obviously, the joke is, haha, FF2 sucks. But the non-joke is, that is one of the driving forces of X-2. Political strife. It is, I've said it before and I'll say it again. FF10-2 is a political thriller. Wrapped up in, J-pop. I'm really curious what 10-2's ratings are going to be. I really am.
Biran and Yenke gone.
I wonder what they're up to.
We must kill them.
It's probably nothing.
In their stupid faces.
Biran is hero of Ronso. Yenke is powerful warrior.
Great. I hope we don't have to fight them.
Kimahri must fight. Kimahri must win.
At least one negative for Brother. Honestly, Brother might literally be 2 negatives by himself. Because I hate him. I unironically despise the character. And he actively detracts many, many scenes from me throughout the whole game. One of the reasons I've felt, basically since the beginning, that so many people lean towards new Yevon in 10-2 is because they lost their faith in their religion, and they lost their faith in everything they ever knew, and everything was a lie, and it's just like, and they just defaulted to what they could. You know what I mean? Like, I know that I'm explaining that wrong. Hi, Myron. But it's like, okay, Yevon was wrong, but we'll be new Yevon. We'll be right this time and not wrong. You know? That way my whole life wasn't a lie, right? Because my whole life wasn't a lie, right? So yeah, I'll be with new Yevon. That'll make things better. You know, that kind of a thing. Oh, right.
It's just a little farther now.
Summoner Yuna's words, they ring clear in my soul. Small voice, small frame, but a will that towers over Gagazet's peak.
I do, so 10 is a very dark game, as I would define dark. 10-2 was clearly going for a more lighthearted tone. And as much as I like a lighthearted story, and I do, not every story needs to be dark, the problem is 10-2 of all games should have been just as dark, if not darker, than 10. Dealing with the fallout and the aftermath of 10 should have been, again, not bleak, not despairing, but there should have been a lot of what I refer to as mature storytelling going on. A lot of soul searching, a lot of what do we do now, a lot of consequences. Instead, it was a honeymoon, as we put it.
Halt!
And I don't just mean like people being happy that Sin's gone. Sure, I'm with it. The problem is 10-2 isn't really positive in character, it's positive in presentation. It's like the Count over there. The Count isn't actually positive. Wait, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. I hate both versions if it makes you feel any better, Valtrix. Thank you very, very much, the Count. Appreciate and obliged. Thank you, sir. So, I have deliberately not leveled Kimahri.
Haven't you bothered us enough?
Just to see how this works out.
Summoner may pass. Guardians may pass. Kimahri not pass. Kimahri shame Ronso brothers. Kimahri forget his birth.
Forget his people, forget his mountain, little Ronso, weakling Ronso.
Mountain hate the weak, hate the small. If you will climb, then I must prove my strength. Think you will win? You not forget who took your horn. Never forget.
It was his Speedo.
Kimahri never beat Brother Biran. Never win.
This time, I win. I will win.
Why, you... This some kind of Ronso thing?
Kimahri problem.
I'm pretty sure this is doable, and I want to test that.
Biran rend you asunder.
Hornless, hornless.
Oh my god, I hate these two. Anyways. So, in response to what Kay said in chat just a minute ago, Fallout and Aftermath, but it should feel lighter. I agree. That's kind of my point. 10 is actually a pretty bleak game. The only reason 10 works for me is because ultimately it pulls out of that bleakness. 10-2 I don't think should have that same kind of darkness to it, but I do absolutely think it should have the seriousness to it.
Not good enough, Kimahri.
I was gonna say, let's do this first of all. Yeah, next round. You remember when I was super powerful and these guys were horrible? I remember that.
Weak Ronso should know their place.
Well, fine. I was going to take down Brian first, but sure, whatever. Or B... Never mind, sorry. I was taking down Biran last. Damn it, Kay, confusing me here. I guess we'll do Fire Breath. Seems to be doing the most damage. White Wind, also known as one of the best healing spells in all of Final Fantasy. Seriously, I love me some White Wind. Like, legitimately, it's a cool spell in addition to being useful. I love the idea of it. Let's see what Seed Cannon does. Yeah, okay. I was right. Well, I didn't even remember White Wind was in 9. What's White Wind do in 9? Of course, this won't work, but it'll do some damage. Let's use self-destruct. Wait. Yeah, White Wind and Big Guard. Those are the biggies. Doom! Woot! Okay, so...
Kimahri Ronso.
I've been thinking about something. He gained a couple levels there. I'll tell you about it in a second.
Strong is Kimahri. Biran is happy. Sacred Mount Gagazet.
I mean, wouldn't you, Tigzar?
I honor the name of strong warrior who defeats Biran. Remember always, Gagazet, that name is Kimahri.
Mountain knows Kimahri strong. Kimahri may pass.
Summoner, we Ronso will stop pursuers from Temple.
Truly?
Penance for breaking Kimahri's horn long ago.
Speedo.
We crush enemies, following behind.
Kimahri crushed enemies standing before. You are most fortunate, Summoner.
I hate to point this out, by the way, but Kimahri's feet are so long, his heels are actually hovering over the ground. You can kind of see there.
I thank you.
Ronso will shine your statue brightest.
With a horn.
Thank you. But I fear that no one will make a statue for a traitor such as I am.
Then Ronso will make.
With a horn.
With grand horn on head.
That would be wonderful.
It's an optional thing, Majima. You have to do certain things in a certain order to get the statue in Ten-2. But yes, if you do everything in Ten-2,
See Yuna's statue too.
You do get it.
But I wanted to see it with Yuna by my side.
Oh my god. Clipped line. With Yuna by my side. Anyways, we're going to turn around. So, here's the deal. I've been actually thinking about this and processing for this in my head. And I've always felt that, mandatory grinding or, bad difficulty curves are always a negative. And that's, that's been a very common thing for me. And it is a precious rare RPG where the difficulty curve and power progression curves are actually good.
Summoner
Jesus Christ, I'm just trying to talk! I'll give it in a second.
Yuna!
Thank you very, very much, Larian. Much obliged and appreciate the sub. Thank you. And I will put that towards Ori.
What is it this time?
This is what it sounded like if I sang this song. Like I'm totally tone deaf. Yes, Platty. I want the worst voice acting you can manage. Don't actually do that, please. Are we done? Okay. Sorry. So, ideally, let me explain the ideal for me while we're on the subject. Because the ideal for me is the difficulty curve and the power progression curve should be very close to each other. But the difficulty curve should be just above the power progression curve. The ideal is that if you are Korean methoding your way through this, you should be having a challenge at any given encounter. Or, I'm saying that wrong. At any given major encounter, like any boss, should be challenging you and be something you have to think about and strategize, but otherwise you can make it through it. Dragon Quest XI is actually probably one of the better examples of that. You can get through Dragon Quest XI very, very, very low level, but it's a challenge, and thanks to tactics and strategy, you can manage the combat regardless. I'm never going to agree with that, Dakota. So, that's the ideal. So, this is going back to what Weoud said. Something being too easy is if the power progression curve via Korean methoding is a little bit too high, and something way too hard is when it's way too low. So this is what I'm trying to make my point. Right in the middle here is the ideal, and I know it's hard to hit that. I know it is. I understand how difficult that is to equate out, and how much work and effort goes into designing a good power progression and difficulty curve. But that is the ideal. Now, getting back to my point with FF10. I actually think FF10's power progression curve and difficulty curve are pretty good for a very large chunk of the game. And in hindsight, what I think I'm going to do is, what I want to do, and this is what I wanted to ask your opinion on this, is I want to go ahead and give a positive for mostly good power progression curve and difficulty curve. Like, for managing it for a decent chunk of the game, basically. What do you guys think? Because I have incredibly high certainty that we're about to hit a difficulty cliff from hell. At which point it will also be a negative. This goes back to something Myron and I were talking about yesterday, I think. Because it's not neutral, it's good and then bad, right? It's like, well, you did good, and then you screwed it up later. And these guys have way too much health. I've never heard of that Silent Series thing. I'm curious what your source is on that one, Gum Gum. It is also worth noting the power progression curve and difficulty curve are directly connected to whether or not this game is going to get a walkthroughitis negative. Because, well, to be perfectly blunt, because a lot of the actual endgame grinding, it pretty much necessitates knowing what you're doing with the monster arena. At least, by memory. It just goes back to my point. Is FF15 good? FF15, in my opinion, is a very good, very bad game. Make of that what you will. Interesting to put it. I mean, that's probably how it should be. I have not played the Brave New World mod, no. No, I mean, it is both very good and very bad, CapDoc. FF15 got like 10 gameplay positives and like 15 gameplay negatives, or something like that. I forget the exact count, but it was very spread out, you know? There was a lot of good and a lot of bad.
We'll get through this.
Well, the Monster Arena is... I guess I can't say the Monster Arena is walkthrough-itis, because it's not. It's just grindy as crap. No. This is why I'm so torn on this point, because there is no denying whatsoever that FF10 has a tremendous amount of walkthrough necessary content. The question I keep running into is whether or not it's a bad thing. That is a good question, Tixar.
These mark the graves of summoners and guardians who failed.
Still haven't grinded, that is correct. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, Kira White Noise. That's why I'm really debating here. Like, I've said it before and I've said it again. You don't... Optional content is not an excuse, depending on the nature of the specific optional content. That last part is the important part. You know, what exactly is the optional content? Yeah, no, I'm sticking with the A-Team all the way to the end. At least as far as I can. Will the next boss be a negative? I'm trying really hard not to judge that before I get there. If you ask me by memory, yes. However, I'm not going to judge that until we get there. My memory is not perfect. Damn it, Sufficom. I told you tax law sucks. Give up that tax law stuff. It's not good for you. Yeah, we're almost to Seymour 2. Or 3, excuse me. Get my numbers right. Well, the numbers next to me, Wilking, are probably giving across my opinion so far. By the way, hi, Preachings. Come on, proc! Yeah, I was thinking about it. There's 4 Seymours throughout this game, which is funny, because it's more than a lot of bosses we fight in the FF series, but at the same time, he still doesn't feel like he actually really is main character material. It's so strange. Now, I will say this. I have almost total certainty we will not be capable of defeating Seymour 3 here. Like, I don't think that's on the table. The question is, how bad is it going to be? It really does not want to proc, does it? I am aware of the 4 thing, although I only became aware of the 4 thing with Japan very recently, when Bloodstained came out. The first Bloodstained, not the second one. I was like, oh. Really? You know what? Go away. Oh my god! Oh my god. Okay, hang on. Oh my god, it does not want to target. Block it, there we go. Okay. I don't think I can even res her right now. Nope. Yeah, she's super gone. Whoops, that's memory cursor. Yeah, he hasn't procced against this guy the entire section, but he decided to proc that one time. Oh, now I have Slayer. Actually, I think they do Achilles War. Don't remember what it's called, though. Yeah, Zanarkand is a pretty good leveling spot. I do remember that. Not getting the kind of experience I would like from the difficulty of the encounters I'm getting here, but whatever. Apparently, Kay! He was just refusing to do anything. Whatever, right? One of these days it'd be interesting to dig into the code and figure out what the resistance is to stone. Because I've noticed a lot more things are resisting stone than they did early on. Like, these things are not immune to stone, and yet they're just not proccing at all. Excuse me, goodness. What was I about to say? Something about... Oh, yeah. me. See, the problem is, with something like Riku's mix, I don't know. Riku's mix definitely qualifies as something that should be a walkthrough negative, but at the same time, should it? I could say more than one frickin' sentence at a time between sneezes, Jesus! Because a lot of the more mundanely useful stuff you can just guess. And a lot of the overpowered stuff, I mean, that I don't mind ridiculously overpowered stuff being hard to figure out. But at the same time, I will say, this is just my personal feeling on this, I will say that Mix is a little bit too in-betweeny. Or, no, the opposite of in-betweeny. Mix is either break the game or not really worthwhile. And that kind of irritates me, that there's not a lot of in-between there. And the difference is between whether or not you have a walkthrough next to you or not. Or if you're willing to sit down and grind overdrives. Thank you very, very much, Achilles War. Appreciate the sub as always, thank you. If you happen to know where you'd like to put that, let me know. We can increase stream priority or interest in a future stream. Fallen Order, you got it. Now let me go ahead and let me not sneeze. Jedi Fallen Order, you got it. I think the big problem, really. Yeah, but that's not an excuse, Tigzar. FF5 could get the same negative for that. I think the big problem here is that her ability is an overdrive. Mix... Let me rewind a second here. First of all, in response to Myra, no, you cannot see what you've already made. So unless you have a pen and paper or a walkthrough, you're screwed. Mix... I'm just putting this... Mix is... There should be 2 mix commands. There we go. That's how I want to summarize that. There should be 2 mix commands. They should split what you can mix into 2 categories. There's the generally useful stuff, and then there's the ridiculously overpowered stuff. The ridiculously OP stuff, that should be the overdrive. The generic stuff should be usable in general. Yeah, mix and mega mix. That's a good way to put it. Or mix and grand mix. Like, just looking at the list here, because I did pull it up earlier. Say, Mighty Wall, Shell and Protect on all allies, that should be normal. Super Mighty Wall, which is Shell, Protect, Haste, and Regen on all allies. Excuse me, actually, there's even better one, sorry. There's Shell, Protect, Haste, Regen, and Auto Life. That should be Mega Mix, right? That should be something that you can only do, whoops, if you're, god damn it, if you're using the overdrive. If I'm making any kind of sense there. Because the problem is, for me, Mix really is either not that great or way too strong. And there's not a lot of in between. And that's why it bothers me that it's an overdrive, of all things. Like, Grenade, that should be normal, right? Grenade should be a normal thing. Frag Grenade, Blaster Mine, most of these things should probably be normal things. Pineapple, yeah. And then we scroll down a bit and we see something like, say, Tallboy, or Chaos Grenade, or the Nega Burst. Those kind of things should be Mega Mix, right? Black Hole, Mega Mix. Sunburst, Mega Mix, right? And of course, it's worth noting that all of this is limited by your inventory, too. If you're not regularly stealing, you're probably not going to be able to do half these things anyways. Like, that's the only reason I've been able to do several things with Mix throughout, is because I've been regularly stealing, because I know what I'm doing. But you get the idea. I'm trying to find... There's also, like, for example, Final Phoenix, which restores all allies' health, revives all KO'd allies with full health. It's like a mega full AoE heal res, which is just like the limit break for healers in Final Fantasy XIV, for example. That should probably be a Mega Mix, right? That should be an overdrive. You get where I'm going with this. Oh yeah, never mind bribe, which I don't even have at the moment.
Riku, think later!
Okay, okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, bribe can get you... Bribe can get you a whole lot of good stuff. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, several of the best things in the game you can only really get with bribe. Like, the only repeatable source of certain things is bribe. Which is funny, because it also costs a ludicrous amount of gil to use bribe. Thank you very, very much, Interstellar Zen Master. Much appreciate the morning sub. As always, thank you. And you know the question. What would you like to put that towards? See you around, Final Cloud. Probably gonna need the good luck, or cheats. Question is, how screwed am I? That's really what this boils down to. Oh, I understand completely, Gum Gum. I just completely disagree. Clearly you're insane, Gum Gum. That's okay, though. We always knew that. Yeah, bribe. Oh my god. I remember looking up a bribe guide once and just being like, what? And I wasn't exactly, like, I was doing pretty well cash-wise, but the amount of money they were requiring was just... I don't even remember. There's a specific way to get end-game grind for money. I don't remember what it is right now, but that's like something you can get, and then you sell it, and it's like 60,000 gold each. Or gil, excuse me, whatever. I don't even remember what that is off the top of my head. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You can, in fact, put it towards Streamer's Choice. That is correct. And I have done so. I've been debating the party banter thing. Because it's relative to the area, and I think that's what I like most about it. First we gotta kill Riku. It's very important. Kill Riku. Okay, Riku's dead. Mission accomplished. Frickin' game, I swear. Hi, Colgan. I don't know, what do you guys think? Party banter? Because I do appreciate that the effort was put not just into making party banter at all, but into making party banter that varies based on particular plot moment and area, you know? And yeah, I was gonna say, I can think of several games that do it very wrong. Oh, the silent film thing. Oh no, I agree with you totally on that, Gum Gum. Although I will say that sounds a little bit like he's just making it up after the fact. Which is something Lucas does a lot. Like, provably. Yeah, I think that's what's saving it for me, Classic Brandon. I think I am. I think I'm gonna do it. It's a little bit of flavor. Where are we at? Where are we at? I guess that enemy got the point! Yeah, that just gets old in many games. We're out of potions here. And I am out of potions.
Summoners that die up here aren't sent to the far plane.
Why not?
Who would send them? They die alone.
So that means...
Many have become fiends, and they may want Yuna's company.
Well, Yuna will be fine.
You're right.
I've seen fan art that draws Morrigan like in Lulu's outfit and Lulu in Morrigan's outfit. So this is actually a story plus I was debating earlier. So I'm willing to give that a full plus. Which we have done. First, gotta kill Riku. Very important. Listen, if Riku doesn't die, is this even Final Fantasy X? I mean, honestly. Could this really be considered Final Fantasy X without a Riku death? I ask you, good sir. Oh god, she didn't take an action, so she just didn't get any freaking experience. God dang it! Well, it's time to start chewing through the high potions now. Oh, that's a dead end. This is also probably the only time in all of FF10 where the encounter rate bothers me as Gagazet. Yeah, the trash problem is real here. So clearly, Gum Gum, you're just insane for not hating what other people hate. Obviously, right? I suppose if I was trying to be fair, which I'm not, I could say that maybe they were trying to ensure that you had plenty of opportunities to get experience for the Seymour fight, but that's a patch fix. That's a band-aid, not an actual solution, you know? Yeah, I'm actually weirded out how infrequently they remove the combat music from combat in this game. There's plenty of circumstances where it would have fit the theme or the tone very well, and they didn't even bother. I do have to admit, it makes you wonder how many people actually die on these trips. Like, we see Donna, Isaru, Belgamine, who's a failure, and I think that's it as far as other summoners. How many other summoners are there here that died horribly? You know, during this journey. Oh, I'm sure Yunalesca kills several. No doubt. Wow, that hit. That might be game there. I'm gonna just run. Which one, Disco? Well, actually, while we're here. Well, once upon a time, Bowser made a city, but it wasn't all that popular, so he made a new city with blackjack, and it turned out really well. Any questions? Now, you want to know my favorite example of Lucas revisionist history? The Star Wars series was always intended to be the story of Anakin Skywalker. It was always planned out in advance. Like, we have actual evidence that that is very much not the case, you know? No. I don't know about you guys, if I died, I'd definitely become a bomb. I mean, who wouldn't? Don't hit Waka, don't hit Waka. Thank you. You were a plant, now you're a rock. It's okay. You'll probably come back as a, I don't know, a bomb or something next time. We'll figure it out. I think... Yep. We can finally get Hastargo. It's been a long road, gutting from there to here. I don't have the mod to cast it regularly, but whatever. Oh god, imagine if every fiend in the game has personalities. I mean, that's not even that hard of a trick, is it? This way, yes. Oh, hey, dude.
Greetings, Lady Yuna. My name is Wands.
Hi.
We have met several times before, right?
Not running today?
I have to carry on my brother's business. You've met him, I think. Owaka the 23rd. Merchant extraordinaire.
Wait, you're that guy's brother?
My brother wanted to come help Lady Yuna, but the temple imprisoned him for helping traitors.
They imprisoned him because of us?
Owaka.
He doesn't regret it, though. In fact, he told me, before they took him, "Don't worry about me, just go help Lady Yuna."
But why would your brother do this for us?
Well, hey, this isn't the time for talking. There's dealing to be done. Welcome to Owaka's.
Oh, what do you got? Hey, he's even not overcharging for once. Yeah, while we're here.
I will be sure to...
He's doing the same for you.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. This is day 4, Mitch Conner.
Welcome.
Possibly the last day? I'm not really going to be rushing it, but it's entirely possible this will be the end. The end. some extremely expensive items. My god. I do not have anywhere near that kind of cash. You're right, though. That is good stuff. Look at that. I can afford, like, one of those. Good night, Adam. Have a good rest. Whatever. Can't afford the gear. Probably neither, Gum Gum. Agreed. A Kaivuro Valem. Yeah, this is as close to FF13 as FF10 gets right here. And I do mean that as an insult. I don't like Gagazin. I've already said this. What do you want from me? It's a very long series of a corridor with basically nothing to interrupt the fact that it's just a bunch of random encounters and a long corridor. FF13. That being said, unlike FF13, this is the only place like that in 10. Whereas in 13, that's the norm. All the way up to the last dungeon. There's some good NPCs in this one. I will agree. I guess Omega Dungeon qualifies too. I didn't even think about that. And yeah, Sin. Yeah, I'll give it to Sin too, even though Sin's just... but whatever. I'm not making fun of the linearity of FF10. I think it works. It's just this one dungeon I don't care for. I'm not giving it a negative, it's just I don't like it. Not my thing. But yeah, no, the linearity of 10 does work pretty well. And even this has more stuff to do on the corridor than 13 does, so there's that. Yeah, screw it. Let's just do this. Please stop trying to kill Riku. Like, yeah, I know you have this obsession with killing Riku. But stop it! Yeah, I'm still using the same Petrify Ball I got in the Lightning Plains, or whatever, by the way. Think about that. That's the exact same ball I'm still using. Oh my god, stop targeting her! Was it Operation Mean? I know it was a while ago. It was before the Thunder Plains, because I definitely had it by then.
All this way only to fail. It must have been tough.
Tripping at the finish line is the best feeling. Grit teeth, grit teeth. Oh, thank God, a save sphere. And then I die in this very combat. That would be horrible. Oh yeah, I have Hastaga now. Honestly, I'm still debating it, Myron. I stand by what I said earlier. I think there should be 2 mix commands. But I don't think that fully qualifies a positive or a negative right now. It's just kind of there. Yeah, Palpatine also gathered power across the Clone Wars, which was long enough to require its own TV series. And took years, like 4 years, I think? Something like that?
Take that!
It's funny, considering the Clone Wars were supposed to be super devastating, and whether they were or not depends on who you're talking to and which continuity we're in. I guess that's what happens when both sides of the war are being controlled by the same person. But that is true. Wars don't need to be long to be devastating. I wasn't trying to argue that. There we go. Gotta keep getting those HP spheres for Wakka. Jesus. Maybe I should have taken Riku on Wakka's path instead of Tidus's. Good lord. What is that? Delay Buster. I think you're right, Will King. I mean, he's kind of been my tank the whole friggin' game so far. Look at that. I don't think I'm going to manage these next few bosses, really. And I'm just kind of resigned to that. That's fine. We'll make it work, whatever. We'll make it work. Or die trying. Wait. I will not grind. Grinding is bad streaming and bad everything. Like, that's bad for me in real life, because I don't have infinite time in my life. It's bad for the stream, because it's boring to watch. It's bad for the show, because it's delaying my schedule. Grind is bad, bad, bad. I suppose I should also add at this point in my life, I simply do not have the patience for it anymore. Not the way I used to. Although I should clarify something, because someone earlier in chat said, well, I don't mind the grind if it's enjoyable. So some of you may have never heard me define grind by my own terminology. The way I define grind is repetitive action that's not enjoyable. That's a specific and key point, because if you enjoy the process of getting more powerful, then that's not grinding at that point. That's leveling. Yeah, if it's enjoyable, it's not grind. Period. Hence the idea. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's also why grind is always going to be dependent on the individual. Because it's going to be what you personally define as something that you don't enjoy. I will say this, and you can make fun of me for this if you want. I actually enjoy doing the initial round of leveling at the monster arena. Going around capturing the monsters and doing the initial setup is sufficiently challenging and interesting, and it has tremendous return on investment. I actually enjoy doing it. There's a certain point, however, and y'all know what I'm talking about. There's a certain point in FF10 where it's just... the amount you get out of every given encounter and every given run of the Tonberry and the other dude is so minuscule, and you have to do it like multiple times just to get anywhere, that it's just... That's officially when it becomes grind for me in FF10. That initial round? Sure. Filling out the grid? Maxing out the grid? Ugh. Make sense? That's why I still call the Monster Arena grind, because it gets to that point.
Zanarkand is on the other side, you know?
I know.
Uni is gonna get the final Aeon, you know?
I know.
I still haven't thought of anything.
I mean, I appreciate that this whole little minor thread of Riku and Tidus trying to figure out what to do, but honestly, they just have so little information that they can't come up with a plan. It makes me feel bad for them, you know?
Me neither.
What are we gonna do?
We'll do something.
Yeah, the snail boss.
We just don't know enough yet. Until we do, we really can't help Yuna. Let's go to Zanarkand. We'll find something there. It'll all come together. I know it.
Hey. Just now, you sounded like a leader, you know?
No, he didn't.
Star of the Zanarkand Abes. Didn't anyone tell you?
Aha! Huh?
Ah, the son of Jecht.
Riku, run ahead and tell Auron.
You are not fighting him alone!
No, I'm not. That's why I told you to go and get Auron.
Just go, go!
By the way, you have to watch this whole cutscene every time you die on this guy.
Now is your time to die. Prepare yourself, son of Jecht.
Not if I can help it!
Save some for Kimahri!
Please give me my real party. And don't force me to start on the back foot again.
Lady Yuna, it is a pleasure.
Yuna.
Ascending so soon? Allow me to say something to the last Ronso before I leave. Yours was truly a gallant race. They threw themselves at me to bar my path. One after another.
No.
Kimahri.
You could end the suffering of this poor Ronso.
I don't understand you.
Allow Kimahri to die and release him from his pain. Spira is a land of suffering and sorrow caught in a spiral of death. To destroy, to heal Spira, I will become Sin. Yes, with your help. Come with me, Yuna. Once I have become the next Sin, your father will be freed again.
What do you know?
Pitiful mortal.
Your hope ends here!
No, you just have to script his initial actions, Myron. How many of you have very bad memories of this fight? I've already given my justification for this, but this fight alone justifies that second unskippable cutscene's negative. Because it's not just the fact that you can't skip them, it's the fact that they are so long and arduous, and many of them are put right before sections that you can die on relatively easily. This being the big one, although the Yunalesca one qualifies too, because that is a long cutscene leading up to Yunalesca. So I'm going to do this as legit as I can. I'm going to die. And then we're going to see what happens. I'm actually curious how this is going to go. Because, yeah, he can do that. He can just do that. Yeah, so let's get him back up. Oh, I believe you, Crazy Norse. Good lord. Yeah, Unalesca is interesting because I've heard someone say that Unalesca is worse than this boss. What I find interesting is I think Unalesca is a more interesting boss design than this one. You know what I mean? Like, there's some actual tactics to her. It's kind of unique because very few enemies in this game do what she does. Whereas this is more of a stat boss with a couple of gimmicks to it. Let's see if we can slow them. I'm just curious. Oh, yeah, okay. Of course I can't slow the boss. Why would I be able to do that? That's ridiculous. Now, thankfully, I have prescience. And I actually bothered to go ahead and grab that earlier. I was actually just thinking if I should do a mix. Let's see what mixes I can do here with the... Because there's like 4 different Mighty Guards in this one. Hang on. Okay, so the ultimate one requires stuff I probably don't have. Yeah, I definitely don't have Wings to Discovery. I do have an Underdog Secret, and I have a Lunar Curtain. So let's do... I do have Lunar Curtain, right? I do. So Lunar Curtain and Underdog Secret. And that should be the Ultra No Really Mega Wall. That one gives Shell, Protect, Haste, Regen, and Auto Life on the full thing. That one should be an overdrive, to go back to my earlier comment. Alright, so... There's no reason to even try, is there? Yeah, Regen is kind of broken in this and in FF9. Thanks! Yeah, auto-regen in 9 is how you break that game. This is the simplest way and easiest way to break FF9. You get auto-regen on everyone, you win. You get auto-regen and auto-potion on everything, you're basically invincible. It really is kind of cheap, though, because it's not... I mean, it's not really supposed to be that way. It's just supposed to, you know... It's just because of the nature of the game and how slow it is. I don't remember what happens when I kill this thing. I guess we'll find out in a minute. I've been told... I'm suddenly receiving... From on high, someone tells me that I can use silence. Oh, god dang it. That's gonna suck. Oh, it's an AoE dispel, too. You asshole! Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I got landed. Might as well keep going for this. So let's see if this instantly kills me. Because it might. Wow! Wonka lived. Oh, hey, it didn't dispel auto life. Interesting. Well, he wasn't immune to silence. It's just, it didn't land. Which is the problem. Where's the holy water? There we go. I wish that wouldn't miss. You know? That's what I thought. I can't believe I'm still alive. Jinx. There we go. Landed that. As I say, if I had attack reels, that'd be hilarious. Let's use... Yeah, let's use some of these. I don't think I have any poison gems or anything like that. Poison Fang. I should check. The mix did save me. That's why I'm still alive. I wonder, does aim affect the chance of a status effect landing? I'm actually curious. Like, I don't know that particular calculation. I'm guessing it doesn't, so I'm just going to move forward as if it does not. Oh, speaking of which, I need to actually change her thing. So, do I have any... I do have a Poison Fang. Holy crap. Hey, Slartuk. Nah, let's top off. I'm gonna take this nice and easy. We are not super high leveled. We're gonna take it easy. Nah, let's just hit. Yeah, let's top off. If nothing else, I need to walk a higher in case he does another cross attack. Thankfully, both of those are doing decent damage. I was debating doing a round of cheers, Myron. The problem is anytime he does a cross attack... It's a shame I can't change the music from here. That would be a really cool option. You know? Whatever. Anyways. You know what? Screw it. I may die. It'll be Myron's fault, though, so that's okay. I'm gonna do this first. So that was one cheer. Help me keep track of that, because I have a bad habit of losing track of that. Well, I hope you have fun at the birthday party, period. Did you make sure and fridge your present? Question mark. Make sure you open it, actually, comma. It won't stay good that long, period. Okay. So it's 2. See, Rika really has become my support without me really intending that. I didn't... This is funny, because I wanted her to be support anyways. And then, like... I was like, well, let's not go down magic. And here we are. I think I'm going to go ahead and double up really quick to 3 cheers. Finish it next round. That way she'll be available for healing sooner because he's about to do this. This sucks right here. This is the meat wall. Now, thankfully, I'm managing here. Why did you... I have to open my mouth. Okay, hang on. Do I have any megas? No, I don't. Of course not. So we're back down to 0 cheers. That's neat. Why did he get 2 turns? Because screw you, there's 2 of him. That's why he got 2 turns. Oh, sure it's not like the other boss who was straight up cheating. Okay. Let's get this going again. I'm honestly gonna get our HP up a little bit higher here. It's gonna top off there. Yeah, poison. Thank you, whoever suggested poisoning, which I think was actually several of you. Oh, speaking of which, so what else can I do? I could get another auto life going. What do you think? Because I have the materials to make another auto life buff. Which would be a Lunar Curtain and a Underdog Secret. Yeah, I think we should do that. If nothing else, that's going to save me a recovery round. So we're all back to being super buffed. Reflect. Oh no! I don't know what that means. I know what that means. Oh, he's attacking himself. He's a dick. Can I cast Reflect on my enemy? Well. The funny thing is, I'm sure the only reason she survived that is because she had Shell on. It's at 2,000 health. That's about 10 hits to bring that thing down. I don't think I can do 10 hits before he does anything big. Good, comma. I want you to enjoy it before too awful long, period. So I hope you have fun, comma. Oh, I already said that, period. I'm trying to beat Final Fantasy X today myself, period. Probably not going to make it, period. I'm really debating my options here. I'm not doing great, but I'm still alive. Which isn't saying much. I could just spam cheer, in which case I'm going to do this. Get her topped off. And have him do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, the reflect thing does help for later, funnily enough. Whoops, wrong thing. This is 2. Three.
Yeah.
4. 5. Yeah, I agree. Everyone block. You asshole! Just checking our health. Okay, we're topped. Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep defending. Hey, Colin Caluso. I may regret this decision. We'll see what happens here. Is that it? Is that it? Okay, that was survivable. Holy crap. Alright. First and foremost, get haste on her. I'm gonna go ahead and blow another Mega Potion. We don't have many of those, but I mean, this is one of the fights to blow Mega Potions on, so I don't mind using them here. Alright. Let's go back down to y'all. Where's our fire gems? There they are. I think these bypass reflect. So there's his second piece died again, for whatever that counts. I think we're in position to start attacking again. Yeah, but I didn't want to waste a turn. I didn't want to wait a turn, basically. I know. Make fun. Yeah, this is kind of an endurance fight at this point, with how I'm doing this. That's okay, we might be able to manage this. I'm not going to rush it. I can kill him in 8 hits right now. 7. I keep forgetting about poison. Hang on, I'm looking up what I got. I'm using the walkthrough. Give me a second. That should do it. If this works. I don't actually know if this will work or not. Booyaka. Ladies and gentlemen, we just killed Seymour 3 without grinding. That was a little touch and go, but that was actually surprisingly fun. Like, that was good difficulty for where I'm at right now. Now, again, I really know what I was doing, and I had help from chat. Don't want to take all the credit.
And stay up there!
But holy crap. But we're not at the actual point I think is the grind point yet, so that doesn't actually surprise me all that much. I even got an overkill. Oh, and a level 4 sphere. Still don't have a level 3 sphere.
He will become sin with my help.
Lies. Forget them.
If he becomes sin, Sir Jecht will be saved.
We're leaving.
You know something, tell me!
If it's your first time playing, that is a meat wall.
Sins. My old man.
You hit your head.
Sin is my old man. My old man became Sin. I don't know how or why he did it. I felt him inside. And when I did, I knew it was true. My old man, Spira's suffering. Sorry.
Sorry.
Knowing that Sin is your father, still, you know, I must.
Yeah.
I know. Let's get him.
You should probably add he wants it to end too. Oh, he does. Never mind.
You'd fight your own father?
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem there.
About your old man. You sure this ain't some kind of bad toxin dream or something? Then, Chapu. I think I'll just pretend I didn't hear nothing. I'm getting a little confused, yeah?
It's okay, it's about to be even worse.
Why'd all this have to happen?
We'll learn when we arrive, soon.
So I'm gonna turn on no encounters just really quickly. Because I think I earned that victory. Well, no. I keep taking credit. I think we earned that victory. Which means we earned Enknut until we go back to the frickin' save point. Okay, we made it. We made it. We made it to the safe. We're okay. We're okay. Turn that back off. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I know, Crazy Norse. Doesn't make it something I'm not going to make fun of, though. Speaking of which... There we go. Okay, got it out of my system. What's that? Slow? Yeah, we'll take slow. I think you're right, but I didn't want to risk it, Mitch Connor. It wasn't worth risking. I actually agree with you, Preachings. As I've said before, Orin keeps a little bit too much close to the chest. Too long, basically. It's very clear that at a certain point in time, he's basically just doing it to stretch out the reveal for the player. To be clear, I don't think Orin should have told them all up front, because they would have just not believed him. Like, okay, sure, Orin. So this is creepy as hell. Like, this creeps me out. This is just kind of gross and weird and creepy. Weird and creepy, gross. So, quick point. For the longest time, I actually thought Dream Zanarkand was up. Specifically because of the nature of how they're summoning that pillar up into the air.
What are those?
Those are faith. A summoning. Someone is using these faith. Someone is drawing energy from all of them.
Oh yeah, plot twist time.
Who wields power on this scale? And what could they be calling?
Hey, you know something, don't ya? Spill the beans.
Look not to others for knowledge. This is your journey too.
Uni might die, you know?
No. Orin's right.
Is he?
Huh?
This is our... This is my story. What? Hey.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's my feeling, Cobra. Basically.
welcome home.
Hi, Bahamut.
You...
Remember me? We met in Bavel.
Yeah?
But that wasn't the first time we met. I've known about you for a long time. A long, long time.
I feel like I know you too. Where are we?
Silly, don't recognize your own home?
What's gotten into you? Hey!
Wake up! Wake up!
Wait, this is a dream.
Yep.
Precisely.
A dream? Are you crazy? I don't have time to be dreaming now.
You're wrong. It's not that you're dreaming. You are a dream.
Huh? Wait a sec.
What's funny is I actually like this reveal. I think it's... Well, let me say that differently. I like this inclusion in the story. I think the idea that Dream Zanarkand exist kind of goes back to the whole tragedy nature of the entire game, right? I mean, think about how many people who are arguably, debatably people who are going to cease existing because their continued existence, by mere virtue of being, is causing untold suffering to those causing them. Right? It's just victims. They're both victims. And the Faith want to die, and the Zanarkand people don't want to die, but they don't even know the equation even exists yet. But they're going to die, and blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. I do think it could have been better presented and better handled, but I do like this overall inclusion into the story. God, that's FF10 in a nutshell. Could have been better handled.
Long ago, there was a war.
Yeah, with Machina, right?
Yes, a war between Zanarkand and Bavel. Bavel's Machina assured their victory from the start. Spira had never seen such power. The summoners of Zanarkand didn't stand a chance. Zanarkand was doomed to oblivion. That's why we tried to save it, if only in a memory.
What did you do?
The remaining summoners and the townspeople that survived the war, they all became faith for the summoning.
The summoning? You mean sin?
No, I mean this place. A Zanarkand that never sleeps.
Yep.
What?
That line should have had a little more emphasis, and it's probably lost some of it because of the voice direction. But I do like that direct callback, because 3 or 4 times throughout the series, or throughout the game, they've specifically said that Zanarkand is the city that doesn't sleep. There should be 2 boxes! Exclamation point. Sorry. Some coordinated Christmas gifts.
The dreams of the Faith summoned the memories of the city. They summoned all the buildings, all the people who lived there.
The people? What? They're all dreams? Me? Too?
Yes, you're a dream of the Faith. You, your father, your mother, everyone. All dreams. And if the Faith stopped dreaming,
No! So what if I'm a dream? I like being here.
we've been dreaming so long. We're tired.
the way it's been presented, Crazy Norse, part of this is going into the Ultimania and the interviews, but the way it's been presented is the idea that every time someone dies of natural causes or whatever, basically someone else then becomes born. And there's only, how do I phrase this? Basically, each person is just another iteration of a previous person. They're not literally the same person. As I've said before, Tidus is not Shuyin, right? They're very different in terms of personality and even in terms of appearance. But Tidus is clearly based on Shuyin, right? And that's the way I've always interpreted the rest of them. All of them are based on one of the original versions, and they're just being copied and duplicated and with slight variances each time. I like to think that Tidus is like the 50th Shuyin or whatever.
Would you and your father, would you let us rest? Both you and your father have been touched by sin. Sin, the one around whom all Spira, the spiral, revolves.
What are you saying?
You two are more than just dreams now.
Wake up! Wake up, please!
Just a little more, and maybe you are the dream that will end our dreaming at last.
By the way, special bit of horror. The Faith have no choice but to keep summoning, because they don't have control over the summoning process. It's the summoner, Yevon, or what's left of Yevon.
Are you all right? Oh, phew.
Hey! We were so worried about you.
You okay?
I'm okay.
What happened?
Nothing. I blacked out. I was dreaming. You called me. And I woke up.
Nothing special. None to see here.
Nothing like a good nap. Well, I'm ready. Let's go.
Just kind of brush past that. I find it interesting he doesn't tell anyone, though. Unlike some of the instances of people not telling people things, I think that one makes perfect sense. I probably wouldn't tell anyone either. Like, if I was actually secretly a Doctor Who alien, I wouldn't tell you guys. I'd, like, make it a joke, and then you'd never guess the truth. Still creepy looking. So this is the part of Gagas that I always forget every single time I get here. There should be several different flavors in there, yes, period. I hope you like them, exclamation mark. It's also possible he's still processing, but you can tell that basically when it gets to the point when he's come up with his plan to defeat sin, he's clearly accepted it. And by the ending, he's fully embraced the idea that he's about to say that he is the one to sacrifice himself instead of Yuna. Nice symmetry there, admittedly. So I took on Seymour, so surely I should be fine for the rest of the game. Right? No, the actual point of possible grindiness, it's still up ahead. We'll see when we get there. The irritating part is I can't skip combat on the way up there because I need to keep leveling. If you don't understand why that's irritating, you don't remember the encounters in this and the next dungeon. Good lord. That is an interesting idea, Cashel. I do agree. Please stop trying to kill Riku. Thank you. I also don't remember the way through here, so there's that too. And the encounter rate is still high. Yay! Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, we gotta do the swimming section, which I also always forget about every time I do this. I mean, obviously I didn't forget this time. But I specifically had a memory, like yesterday or the day before, of, well, I'm gonna get to Gagazet soon, and then I'm gonna have to do the sections I always forget about. And she is still doing no damage. I really wish Rico didn't start so far behind everyone else, you know? It's okay, Kay. We've got this! There we go. I shouldn't have done that. Whatever. Still using that same ball. Petrify touch, man. I'm telling you. See you around, Classic Brandon. Why are you working on a Saturday, man? Only I do that. Oops, wrong thing. Oh yeah, actually, now that we're here, it just occurred to me, I want to switch him to Warrior. There we go. While we're here, what's she set to? Stoic? Yeah, I'll leave her on. Well, yeah, I'll leave her on Stoic. I know, right, Kay? It's like, hey, Dream Santa, okay, what's up, guys? Hey, so we're gonna extinguish all of you. See, the problem is she's already on the path I want her to be on, which is part of why I'm just like, like, this is the correct path. This is the path I want her on. It's just, you know, she's behind by a lot. Level anyone right now anyways. Right. Well, now that last part's an interesting question, Kay. It gets into the nature... Unfortunately, it gets into the nature of exactly how detailed these dreams really are. Like, there's no nice way to say that. Of course, I just didn't get experience on Riku.
Looks like we got a job to do, yeah?
If anything should happen in the water, we're relying on you three. If it gets dangerous, pull out quick.
Right.
I like how Wakka's the one to react to that statement from Lulu.
Be careful, okay?
Oh, I believe it, Mitch Connor. I wanted to see what it was like leveling only 3, but I always knew I was going to pick these 3. And as I've said before, I did that one of my first times playing. Because my thinking was literally, oh, they're the ones who can fight in water. Okay. Thus it was done, you know? I mean, I have to admit, it is astonishingly easy to basically be screwed here. If you get this far in the game and you have not been leveling these 3, like, I think the only possibility to get through this, and I feel like one of my friends did this once, is run, run, run. Like, every encounter, just run, run, and try to get through the water section, you know? There's no joy here. Yeah, the game nudges you to level everyone, and then makes it irritating to do. Yeah, it's not, okay. It's super not. I am nowhere near where I need to be for that. I might not get it the entire game, to be completely blunt, with the current rate of leveling. Damn it. See you around, SJ. Can you do damage yet? Nope. Tidus sleeps, but it's also worth noting that he and Jecht are kind of different. That's up to you guys, Pipeliner, not me. We're going to do a poll before we get there that's going to decide whether or not we play it the day it comes out or a week later. Because one of those two things is happening. Really? Okay. Didn't help you on Seymour. I did get a little fortunate on Seymour. And the last few HP nodes I got on Waka are probably what actually saved me on Seymour. That, and I went and looked up, you know, the mixes. Does that count? Oh my god, the only reason I managed the Seymour fight at level was because of mix, because I knew what mixes to do. That's just, God, that's such a thorn in my side, the mix of this game. This whole game, it's been like, argh. Oh god, Cashel, that's actually possible. You're right. That is a legitimate possibility. Where's my... I don't have any anymore? Oh, crap. No. Well, okay, rule of LM, as they say. Because you're right, him being hungry is a repeating story point. Comes up in multiple scenes. Until Besaid, and that's the first time it finally is like he starts having regular food. Ugh, this frickin' thing. I always screw this up. Every time. Bull crap! Oh, that was it, though. See, there's a delay before you can do it again, and that's what has cost me twice now. I'd like to say bullcrap on that one too, but you know, whatever. That totally made it! There was nothing... Whatever. Oh, I guess I should get the chest. A level 1... Never gonna get that level 3 sphere. Oh yeah, all the time, Other Lore. I always sit myself and think, how did this get here? Why is this here? Like, when I was designing dungeons in the Primus campaign, one of the biggest questions I always came up with is, why does this exist in lore? Because, I mean, someone had to build it, right? It can't just be gameplay and story segregation. So that kind of became a running motif for me. Ancient civilizations were filled with trolls. So in 1,000 years, a lot of people are going to find our dungeons filled with this kind of crap. Legit. So Victor, I know what that is. Daredevil, eh. Who lit these torches? Who reset these traps so that they still work? Remember, a lot of those spike, like, wall things reset themselves. How do they... Whatever. Meme tests. No. They're gonna find a test and like, inside this will be the answer to all our questions, and an image will pop up and it'll say, select which images have a bus in it, and the people have no idea what a bus is, and they'll just be like, Oop, wrong thing. Are you sure, Valvidrix? Tell me where the buses are. Which one of these have signposts in them? Or whatever the other one is. So how many of you think I'm going to die horribly to Yunalesca? Since that's pretty much the next thing coming up at this point. No, I'm not super worried about Yunalesca. But I'm probably going to die. At least once. Until I get the turn order set up right. I do have plenty of holy waters on me. Who's in front of Yunalesca? Real question, I don't remember. Beast boss. Who? God, I have like no memory of that. I mean, I don't disbelieve you. I have like no memory of that boss at all. Now, it would be hysterical as if this Sanctuary Keeper boss wasn't immune to Petrify. Just picture that for a second. I'd ask why Machina are up here, but, you know, whatever. So I don't think I have Threaten. So I think I'm screwed forever. Hey, Dakota. Who's out? I don't think I have any way to do Reflect. I mean, obviously they made it, obviously Tidus being renameable is deliberate. The Aeons being renameable kind of feels like an FF8 call-out of all things. Since, you know, you could do that in that game. Or, I'm saying this wrong. I always kind of felt that the fact that you can rename Aeons in 8 and 10 was basically a, alright, here, we'll give you something to rename. You know, here you go. That kind of a thing. I really don't know why they made Tidus renameable. A concession, thank you. I couldn't think of the word. I still think Tidus should not be renameable. Whoops. Oh, great, Myron. Great. It's incredibly too late to change that, but that's wonderful. He's immune. Run! Yeah, that is not worth my time. That might be a run, too. Nope, he's immune to slow. Well, at least I'll... He's immune to Petrify. Run! Run! What the hell is rematch? Is that a ability? Is that a weapon? Ah, screw it. Run! Yeah, I feel like this is officially the point at which Petrify Ball finally stops being useful. I have a lot of switch hitters. Jeez Louise. Nobody likes Riku anyways. Except for me. She's cool. But yeah, we'll go ahead and switch to something that hits harder, because... Well, no. We can change in combat if we have to. In fact, actually, yeah, you know what? Yeah, hang on. Go back to TKO. I mean, I don't think I'm physically capable of killing these things within reasonability. I do not, Myron, no. I can kill these. I got these. Although Riku still isn't doing any damage. Yeah, but that gets into value over time. Or time management, if you want to use a simpler terminology. If I have to spend 5 minutes getting 1,000 experience, that's not worth it if I could spend 1 minute getting 300 experience. Let's see if I can get anything worth a damn yet. A couple things. In case you're wondering why I was sitting on my levels, it's because I had a lot of blank spots where everyone is right now. So... He's about to be against a wall one way or the other, so I really need to get a level 3 sphere sometime soonish. I wish there was a built-in cheat that's just like, change Riku's, you know, change such and such a sphere level. That'd be kind of nice. You know, just to catch Riku up. She probably needs a good 50-ish sphere levels to catch up to the other two. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Okay, that was clearly wrong. There we go. Wait, no, that was that right? Did I get it? Probably no to both, Noel. Because that's just a huge time waster of time-consuming time. Like, I've done it before. I've done it legit twice in my life. Once in the PS3, or... yeah, once in the PS3 and once in the PS2. And yeah, there's not really any reason to do that, especially for a stream. I mean, okay. In the interest of fairness, hey, you can watch Star Wars, a scene from Star Wars in Fortnite right now. In the interest of fairness, judging optional content is something I want to do when it comes to these games. The problem comes from the fact that that optional content has to be worth a damn, you know? FF10's optional content is mostly just for its own sake. There's not a lot of lore or events there. Jesus Christ. There's not a lot of meat on the bones, put simply. Okay, hang on. So yeah, sure, I could go fight the bosses, and then fight the other bosses, and fight the optional bosses, and fight the super bosses. Well, the obvious answer is 10-2. 10-2, I would argue that most of the meat of 10-2 is in the optional content. Sad, but there it is. Yeah, exactly, Meatfist. Did he just die again? God dang it, dude. Yeah, 10-2, I know I'm going to say this again whenever we start 10-2, but 10-2 is mostly optional content, like percentage-wise. It's the world of ruin of FFs. I have streamed WoF before, yes, Johnny. I don't know if we reviewed it. Would be something that occurred. See, my first thought was 12, but then I started thinking, how much of 12's side content's really good? There's a lot of it. 7 has a decent amount of side content too, although a lot of that's in the Gold Saucer, and almost all of that is fluff. 9 has a decent amount of side content, and most of that is fluff. Probably yes, Wilking. Like, all joking aside. Brother is going to be a bare minimum of 1 negative by himself. Yeah, there's a lot of hunts, and there's quite a few hunts, you know? Like, there's some good hunts, and then there's the hunts. And then there's Yzmat. I would argue pretty strongly Yzmat is bad design, but then again I would argue Penance is bad design too, so... Like, see, the question boils down to, do you consider, optional content to be a neutral or a bad thing? And when I say optional content, I mean like, post-game, you know, maxing out the game, going off and running around and doing minigame stuff. And mentally, I've always thought of that as mostly a neutral. Dependent upon what, you know, the substance of it is. I must have phrased my sentence wrong, Pyro, so let me phrase this sentence again. Would bad optional content be neutral or bad? There you go. See, the problem is what Kira says is something... I might not have said it that way, Pyro. I'm kind of bleh right now. What Kira says is a very valid point. Every amount of time and effort spent on designing optional content is time and effort not spent on the rest of the game. I did not get Yojimbo. I didn't have enough money. But yeah, by memory, I would usually just say it's a neutral. It's whatever. It's like, okay, well, I guess I won't do that then, because it sucks. The problem is how do you know that, right? And, as Kira points out, it's a waste of resources from the developer side of things. It is something that probably should be discouraged. Yakuza 0 is almost cheating, but that is a good example of good optional content. I would argue FF6, I know, is another good example of good optional content. Almost all of the optional stuff in FF6 in the World of Ruin is good stuff, in my opinion. But that's because there's a lot of meat on those bones. You know, almost every... I really don't think I can do this. Almost everything in the World of Ruin in FF6 is specific to a character, and is all about developing them, or developing their interactions with each other, or fleshing out the world, or whatever, right? There are exceptions to that, I'm not saying there aren't. But you get my point. Waka, could you do me a favor and not suck? Just real quick, just suck less. 20% less sucking. Thank you. You have sucked less. Is no extra content a negative? No. And I hate to keep going to the classics, but another good game for good optional content, in my opinion, Chrono Trigger. I'm sorry, I'm debating if I even want to fight these guys. These guys kind of suck. Ah, screw it. We can make it. We can make it happen. But I will say I do agree with Kira White Noise's point. Let's use FF10 as an example. I think a decent chunk of the optional content in FF10 sucks. Let me just get my opinion out there really quick. That being stated, obviously not all of it, but I do think that it would have been better if, rather than spending all that time and effort and resources on optional content, they had just spent it polishing the game. You know, polishing the rest of the game. And just improving what was already there, rather than being like, we really need to have, you know, Blitzball, guys. We really need to go make the Chocobo races. And I'd say we need that stupid counting game, but that's actually 10-2, not 10. And 10 is probably the first game we've reviewed where this is really a big deal, because there's actually a lot of optional stuff you can do in 10. Catching butterflies. Yeah, there's another great example of optional content in 10. Which is not fun, in my opinion. Well, it depends on the... It depends on the execution, Will King. Hang on. Let me finish this fight. See what that was. Well, Zlartek. Move my desk around here a little bit so I can do this properly. Thank you very, very much, sir. Very much appreciate the support. Thank you so, so much. And I will put that towards Terranigma per your request. Of the games we've reviewed, hey again, SJ, it feels like FF10 is the first time where this particular question has really come into play, because a lot of games we've reviewed have had optional content, but not to the severe extent and quantity of this game. There's a lot of optional stuff in FF10. Like, endgame is huge in this one. I actually know people who will, you know, burrow through until they get to Zanarkand. And once they get to Zanarkand, it's like, okay, now to go play the game. You know? Like, I know people who have done that. Well, if you type in !review, Johnny, then you'll see the full document. You can also look right over there for just the numbers. Although I have a few I've been debating, which are probably going to be baked into an aggregate. Not even worth trying to push through that health. We're just gonna proc. Proc for him. Yeah, this and Kingdom Hearts 1 are probably the worst games I can think of for unskippable cutscenes. And this one is even more worse because this is a port that came out 3 years ago. No excuse for them not coding that in. You know, I've been sitting on this for a while. I'm just gonna go and use it. She needs the HP more than anyone else. Maybe, Majima, I don't know. It's why I point to Kingdom Hearts 1, though, because Kingdom Hearts 1 fixed it, whereas this one didn't, and I'm not sure what the difference is, code-wise. I do know they lost the source code for Kingdom Hearts 1, so they kind of had to do that one from scratch, so that's neat. It's doubly weird as 10-2 kind of has skippable cutscenes. Yeah, Venters. Have you never heard me talk about that? I have 100% of the sphere grid, by my definition of 100%ing. Oh, a lot of games have lost source code from the 90s and early aughts. That's... I mean, look how long it took Homeworld Cataclysm to come out. Alright, time to ban Johnny. Yes, that's exactly right, Venters. I did use a guide both times, but yeah. Yeah, Lulu hitting for Quint 9s with quick hit. That's what that is. It looks hysterical. Bam! Gotta kill Riku. That's the meme of this game, isn't it? Okay, the guide says to go down. Hang on, I'm gonna turn off encounters for a second. Can I go up? Well, looks like I can. Alright, whatever.
They'll be upon us soon. She has sent fiends to test our summoner's strength.
Who is she?
Yunalesca.
Lady Yunalesca.
In Zanarkand, she awaits the arrival of the strongest.
She is still alive?
No.
As much as Micah and Seymour.
I see.
Lost your nerve?
No. Nothing frightens me now.
Braska would be proud.
Then I must not let him down.
So, about that boss fight, which I barely remember. By barely, I mean I don't remember. Oh, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad. I'm like 5 feet from a save point! Come on! So Riku's dead. Well, time to let Riku get eaten again. Bye, Riku. Agreed, Johnny. If I'm already kicking the crap out of you, you shouldn't be able to pull a gun on me, after all. So sorry. I really disagree with that. Let's go. This could work out alright. It's time to proc fish. Might as well try this too. There's a boss in the dome? God, I don't remember any of the bosses in between Seymour and Unalesca. There's 2 of them? Really? Die! There we go. Alright, hang on, since we only made it 5 feet. I was gonna say, I'm gonna try the poison trick again. We've got 1 more Fang, I think? Something like that. That does nothing. And that does nothing too. I love these levels that do nothing. Sarcasm. Oh, so a friend of mine had an idea about the sphere grid. So I mentioned how I think the sphere grid kind of sucks. He had an idea that I kind of liked the idea of, so I want to share it with you really quick. The concept is, so imagine you have the ability to rebuild the sphere grid, but when you rebuild it, rather than it erasing the fact that you've taken that node, it counts that you now have that node. So for example, let's say I erase an HP sphere and replace it with a strength up sphere. So my HP would go down, but my strength would go up automatically. I wouldn't have to go back and re-level and relearn the spot again. Obviously, that wouldn't make it perfect, but it would cut down on the grind substantially.
It comes!
Oh, hey, it's the guy from the Farplane. License board is... it's a thing. So I don't really have a strategy for this, so we'll see how this works out. In fact, honestly, I'm going to go ahead and do this. So that's a... where is it? Light curtain. I got a couple more of these. Wait, is it a light curtain or Luna curtain? I think it's a Luna curtain. And a thinger. Which is that? I mean, why wouldn't she, Bragwin? Probably out of people, if you think about it. Exactly, Johnny. Every game should kick you in the balls every turn. You can't say something like that and not explain it, Johnny. You gotta give reasoning. You can't just say, I think I should be stabbed in the hand every time I go to work. You gotta give a why. Okay, so... that really sucked. That really, really, really sucked. That might be game right there. I might just give up. Was he immune? I don't think he was immune. Hang on, let's find out. Nope, he's not immune. Good to know. Okay. You got this, Diesel Edge. It's okay, I blew about $2,000 on Christmas this year. I had a lot of people to buy for, though. I don't have a lot of options here, really. No, hit. I have a lot of people to buy for, and I like giving, so that's part of it too. Right. Curse or whatever. I don't even remember what this status effect is. Yeah, it's Curse. I was right. I don't think I have something to get rid of Curse. Oh, never mind. I do. I totally do. No, Valvatrix. I actually have to buy 2 more... Yes, 2 more presents still. Which is irritating to me, because I just kind of want to be done with it. Hey, I learned Energy Rain. This far into the game. Okay. So, I need you to do this. My last one. It landed. Oh, thank God. Okay. We might have a chance because that landed and because of Mix. Alright, let's do this while we're on the subject. Dick. Oh, I need more, but I have no idea where to get them at this point. What are we at? He's got a lot of defense. Titus. Myron. I keep wanting to say Myron. Let's get Titus a little high. Oh, you son of a submariner. I can't even poison you again. Okay. Why not? Oh my God, he's not immune. Oh, he's got... Okay. That sucks. Yeah. I don't think I have any dispels at my disposal. So he's just hasted now. So that's wonderful. I'm gonna start cheer stacking. I don't think I have this, truth be told. I really don't. He's not even at half health yet. He has a strong AoE that does tons of status effects. He can counter buff himself. He can heal himself. Yeah, that's... Have I done any damage to him now? He's almost at full health. Well... I'm about to lose to this boss baron. Oh, now is it full health? What's his mana? Does he have mana? Can I outlast? There's no way I can outlast his damage. Just trying stuff out now at this point. Seeing what lands. No, there's a save right before it, Baron. $256 MP. How much does Kiraga cost? Like, I may have to just try an endurance fight this and push through his mana pool. I'm not sure I have any other strategy here. Thankfully, I have auto regen and auto life, which so far has been helping out a lot. Because of things like that. Although I just lost auto regen and auto haste and auto protect and all those other fun things, so that's terrible. I should have been up in my healing, but I gotta be honest, I've already given up on this fight at all. Like, I think I've lost. So I'm just kind of screwing around at this point. 20! So he used 40 MP so far. Oh, there's 60. Let's count. Help me count. So he's up to 60 MP. $80. He's doing it more than I thought he would. Yeah, 80 just counting Kiraga's. I suppose I should clarify that. I'm not sure, Dakota. Because it's a scripted thing, so it might not. I mean, we could try. How much mana does haste cost? It's like 8, right? Something like that. And that's going to kill Waka. Yeah, so not a lot. So there's 100 mana in Kiraga's. Yeah, hit refresh, Zos. That should fix it. $120. I think. And then you're screwed forever, Zos. It really is a Twitch thing. I don't know why it does it. I've encountered it many times. By I mean you. You guys. Well, that solved that. God dang it. So, get him back up. About to just be like, you jackass, but he didn't kill him. Thankfully, I've got plenty of Al Bhed potions to help me kind of cover the gaps here, so to speak. Can't silence him. Ah, well. $140, I think? $160. So that sucks. That might be game right there. Hello, Kohei. No, not yet, Aethel. We managed Seymour without grinding, so we're not there yet. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and blow that. Oh no, there's worse bosses than this in this game. Seymour 3. The one before this one. Then she gets to go. Whatever. Yeah, the infamous one. 180? I'm losing track. Help me keep track, guys. Is that 180? I don't even know what you're referring to, Myron, so I'm going to go with 200, maybe? Yeah, he heals for quad 9 each time he heals, because he's a dick. So that should be 200. So, let's do... yeah, nope, that is what I want to do. Faith Cave. Faith Cave. I'm gonna just shrug, because I have no idea what you're talking about. You're on crack, Myron! Why are you doing all that crack? Gotta stop with the crack, man. If you're asking if I did Yojimbo, the answer is no. Didn't have the money. I feel like I already answered that. Well, that's gonna suck. There's my last auto life. Does he seriously have half MP cost? Seriously? Oh my god. So that would be 220 if he doesn't have half mana cost. We have no cheer stacks up. We'll get a cheer stack up. That would be 240 if we're there. I hate this attack so much. This is the big RNG of this strategy right here, is this attack. Let's hope we attack him. Whatever. I mean, so far that seems to be tracking, Dream Whisperer. Although I am now already over to my lunchtime as a consequence. I could nullify like 1 or 2 things, Kohei. Maybe. I'm not even sure if that's true. Actually, at this point in time. Gotta make sure he heals. Yeah, with Reflect, I probably would have already had this. Maybe. As is, my strategy is literally wait him out. We could Aethel? I don't see any real reason to, though. So that should be 260 mana, and that's 280 mana. So he definitely has half MP, because he's supposed to only have 256. Either that or he just has infinite. It wouldn't be the first time they've done that. Restricted heals doesn't actually cost mana. Oh, about 7-8 minutes, Zaz. Something like that. I think I might just go ahead and give up. Which is what I just did. So, we'll be back after the break.